James Greene here from InternetBizUni, and in this episode of InternetBizUni Facebook Live, I'm going to speak about Amazon reimbursements and inventory management. I'm just going to mute the sound on my laptop and then I'll be right back. If you have any questions after, I'll be happy to answer them. Okay, and that's it. So the first thing I'm going to speak about is Amazon reimbursements. I have released a few videos lately about it because this is what I'm doing in my business at the moment. I do it every 1 to 3 months, so I haven't done it now since the end of November, so it's time to do it again. So I'm putting out a good few videos about that, and I'm getting a good few questions back on that on YouTube and via Facebook here. So I said I would put it in the show today and just give you a general background about what it is, what you can claim for, why it's important to ensure that you have the system set up so that you are claiming the reimbursements that you're owed. And then after that, I'm going to have a quick chat about inventory management, how we manage our inventory and how we have slightly changed our inventory management plan due to the change in Amazon's fees. Okay, so getting right into it. Amazon reimbursements, what are they? So basically, if you use Amazon FBA, what you're doing is you're moving your stock into their warehouse. When they sell your stock, it ships out to the customer. So basically, you're giving them management over your stock. So they're responsible for your stock once it leaves your premises. So what happens is Amazon's warehouses are massive. You know, a lot of products go in and out of them every day. So different things happen. So your products can get lost, they can get damaged, they can get destroyed. You can get customer returns, fraudulent returns. So I'll explain a bit on that. A fraudulent return is when a customer gets the refund but doesn't return the product. Basically, that's not your fault. That's that's up to Amazon, because Amazon sees them as their own customer as well as your customer. But it's Amazon's terms of service that it's keeping with, and they've paid them out the refund when they should have checked that the product had came back. So that's just a bit on the fraudulent returns. But back to the reimbursements, it's basically if anything happens to your products while they're in care of Amazon, then you are owed reimbursements. You are owed the equivalent money's worth so that you don't financially lose out. So basically, you could send in 1,000 units into Amazon's FBA warehouse and they could just say they've lost them. And then what do? You lose out on 1,000 units of products. They know that's not possible. A small business can't take that hit, and they've gave the responsibility to them. If it's any other warehouse you're using, it's the same thing. You're given responsibility to them to look after your stock, and that's basically what they're doing. And reimbursements is paying you for the loss of money that you have lost from either the stock getting damaged, damaged, destroyed, because sometimes they destroy it in error, that it's sent and destroyed, or it's been damaged in the warehouse and then they destroy it, so they reimburse you for these. If it gets lost, they reimburse you for this. As well as this, there's inventory that you send in. So sometimes you could say, I sent in 1,000 units, and Amazon can come back and show you in the reports that you've only sent in 980 units. So you're down 20 units. Basically what they will ask you to do, you open in a case with them, and they will ask you to submit your receipts to them showing that you have got these off your manufacturer, you've got 1,000 units and you've sent them in, and then they can see that this is the difference and they repay you the reimbursement for that. There's a whole process involved in the claim and reimbursement. You have to go through a number of different reports, check what you've sent in, what's received in there, what's been damaged in there, what's been returned, all the different outcomes. I think there's 7 different sections to do, but I have a free course on that I give to my people to check our reimbursements every couple of months. So I put that whole course on the website, so you can get it there for free on the InternetBizUni website. And it's a pretty straightforward system once you do it once. So you just have to keep on top of it, because you have to ensure that you're claiming these reimbursements, because basically that's money that you're owed from Amazon. But the thing is, Amazon will pay you some of the time, so they'll reimburse you saying, oh, we've lost this item, we've issued a reimbursement there to you, but they don't find a lot of them. You know, it's up to you to find them. Amazon basically give you around 20%, my experience, 20% of the reimbursements that you're owed, they pay you automatically. The other 80% is up to you to find out that you are owed it and then put in the claim for that. So, you know, it's really important that you have the systems in place for your business, that you're claiming all the reimbursements that you're owed. And what I do is, I've only started this recently, I set up an automatic software as well that picks up any of the reimbursements that we miss out on, and it comes up, it sends you a report, and you check the report and it says, you know, this is inventory that was lost in there, or this is inventory that was damaged in there. It's up to you to put up a claim, and for every successful reimbursement you claim with this, you pay 8% of the reimbursement fee for that automatic software. But it's well worth it. You know, you're not missing out on any reimbursements if you do it this way. So if you go through the full course, the 7 different sections, and check the reimbursements, put in your claims, and then you set up the automatic system, you don't miss out on any reimbursements. And that becomes very important as you scale up your business, and especially when you move on to other Amazon platforms. So we sell on amazon.com.co.uk and all the EU platforms. So if you were missing out on reimbursements, you'd be missing out on an awful lot, because it's across the board. You know, there's a lot of different warehouses that your stock is going through, so you want to make sure that you're reimbursed for all the different events that happen. That's that on Amazon reimbursement. The next thing I'm going to speak to you about is inventory management. This has become hugely important. It was always important to have, you know, to keep your products in stock and have the right amount in stock, but recently the game has changed. Amazon have upped their fees, and basically Amazon have said, we only want stock in our warehouses that's selling. We don't want to be a warehouse, we want to be a fulfillment center, so just fulfilling your orders. So what we used to do, because we get in containers, so we'd do up our inventory, a rough estimate of what we're going to use for 3 months, get it, put it into Amazon's warehouse, and that'd be it. Ship it out to the customer when it goes. Brilliant. Everything worked fine. Our fees were pretty low, because Amazon's storage fees are very low. If you compare their storage fees to any other warehouse, they're going to be the lowest, you know. But as they say, they're a fulfillment center, not a warehouse. So you have to respect that, and, you know, look after your own business, that you're not getting overcharged. So how the game changed, they brought in new fees for November and December, and I think they're including October. They are including October in that next year, Q4. Basically, they've so much stock coming through the warehouse at this time that they want to make it clear that they only want stock you're selling at this time in their warehouse. So with that, you have to change your plan. You have to only have 1 month storage at a time. So for Q4 next year, what we'll be doing is we'll have our own warehouse here in the UK that we're renting, and we'll ship all our stuff there for October, and then we'll put in a month at a time. So we'll put in enough for October, put in enough for November, and enough for December. That way we're keeping our fees to a minimum, and we're always having enough stock in for Q4, so we're not going to run out of stock. Hopefully, if we get our predictions right, what we're going to use over the Q4 period. For the rest of the year, we're going to keep 2 months stock in hand. So basically how it works with China, when we order, it usually takes 2 months for it to go through. It can take 10 to 12 weeks sometimes, but you're talking around 2 months to 10 weeks usually. So what we're going to do for that is just keep 2 months stock in at a time, and have our orders placed back up, so that you might go slightly over the 2 months. Basically how we work this out, we check the weeks, how many units we're selling per week of any given SKU, and then that's how we judge how many we're going to sell for 2 months. So it'll probably be 2 months to 10 weeks that we'll be doing it, and, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, as long as you're not running out of stock and you don't have too much stock. Their fees, again, for throughout the year besides Q4, aren't too bad. They're still better than any other warehouse we've compared them with. So it's not too bad, but I wouldn't want to be going over 3 or 4 months having stock in there, because you'll be just hit with unnecessary fees. There's no point having that stock in there if it's not selling. Just work out how many units you sell per week, work that out for 2 months to 10 weeks, and have that in stock in Amazon's warehouse, and then replenish every 2 months. And that's our plan. That's what I'm going to do for the next year with inventory. It's just have enough in for the 2 months, and then in Q4 have enough in for each month. So I hope that you've found that helpful. If there's any questions, I'd love to hear them for you. I come on every day and chat about different things in my business, growing my brand on the internet and on Amazon. And if you have any questions, I would love to answer them. So after this, you can message me through the Facebook page or drop a comment below, and I'll be happy to help. And we'll speak to you soon. Bye. Hello, James Greene here from InternetBizUni